What's good with y'all boys, man? I got y'all another banger video. I'm currently live on Twitch. The link will be in the description. I make all my reactions live on Twitch. So if you ever don't see me, if you ever want to see me live reacting to these videos, follow my Twitch. It's in the description. But we got an interesting vid today. Today we got Atlantic Records, where rappers' careers die. Now there's only like one or two, a few people I know that's from Atlantic Records. DDG, Cardi B. It's a few people. DDG is probably the person I know I listen to the most from Atlantic Records. I ain't gonna lie, even though people hate on DDG, I think he made good music. Don't get me wrong, he do got some doo-doo songs too. Not every song I like, but I still think he a good artist. Like, every artist's song ain't gonna be a hit, or nor if it's gonna be a banger. But I'm looking forward to watching this video. I'm gonna tell y'all what I feel. I'm gonna see if I agree with what they have to say. They say Atlantic Records are where rap careers die. So I'm gonna let y'all know if I agree with his take or disagree. But y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and let me do my intro. Money, 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 money. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this vid out. And let's see what they got. What they see.
Question. How does a record label with these A-list musicians go from...
Alright, so they have NBA Youngboy, Cardi B, Lil Uzi. Okay, now let's be real. NBA Youngboy career has never died. Let's be real. Now, this Jack Harlow, like, he always got a song, but I really don't. I feel like Jack Harlow is overrated. But NBA Youngboy, Lil Uzi, bro, they always talking about these two albums. I really feel like Lil Uzi ain't at the same flow no more. He ain't. It's just like, he gotta switch it up or some shit. Like, bro, Lil Uzi's, I'm getting tired of Lil Uzi now. I ain't gonna lie, that Eternal You Take 2 is shitty. But NBA Youngboy, every time he still drop music, everybody talks about it. Let's keep watching.
Dominating the charts and shaping the sound of a generation, to losing nearly all of its top talent in a single year. From regularly topping the charts thanks to their dominance in both streaming and album sales, to hemorrhaging talent, dropping nearly all of their roster, and falling out of the conversation entirely. This is one of the biggest fall-offs in music history that nobody seems to be talking about. Let's start with Cardi B, the one-hit wonder.
Now the problem with Cardi B, she just don't drop shit no more like that. No bullshit. When she was dropping, she was going back-to-back hits. Bodak Leto, WAP. She had that Bruno Mars song. Offset in that Cardi B song. She got hella hits. Bro, Cardi B, what's not disrespect? She getting too much money now. She don't give a fuck about music. She talking about where rap careers die. She is getting too much money now. She don't give a fuck. So let's get her out the picture. Let's keep watching.
Is probably the most interesting and most tragic character in music. For a brief moment in hip-hop, she shocks the world, becomes the #1 female-selling artist in the world while simultaneously winning every notable award, and fundamentally changes how we think of artists. Extreme money and fame enter the picture, and we see our newly crowned queen fly a little too close to the sun, only to collapse spectacularly and fade into...
She never collapsed, my nigga. You just saying, this nigga just saying bullshit. She never collapsed. She just don't drop shit no more, man. What is he trying to say? Bro, I hate when they be making videos and they don't really have their facts right. Like, bro, just saying dumb shit, man. Dumb shit.
Obscure.
To me, I personally think she's top 3 greatest artists. She's top 3 artists of all time. You got Nicki Minaj, then you got Cardi B. They like these. I feel like if we looking at rap female artists, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are very close. They're very close. No bullshit. I think Nicki Minaj and Cardi B's like these. Very close. So, whatever he said about her she's a legend. She's done.
That's the life of a one-hit wonder. None of this applies to Cardi B. Boasting 13
I was gonna be so pissed. Oh shit. God damn, I dropped the Nintendo. I was gonna say, bro. Bro, she got too many songs, bro. She got too many songs. Too many greats. Too many songs. That's why I can never put Cardi B like that low. She's probably the Atlantic Records one of their goats.
Them songs on her very first album, Invasion of Privacy, Cardi B stands out because in just a few years, she went from being a love and hip hop contestant to one of the most successful female rappers in the history of music ever.
Exactly, she's like number 2 to me. Thank you. Then what's the point of you putting her in the video? This nigga just clickbaiting the fuck out of me. He's making me mad. Is he rage baiting me right now? Bro, then why is she a part of Atlantic rappers where rappers' careers die? Her rap career, she just stopped making music.
At her very first Grammy Awards, she won Best Rap Album for Invasion of Privacy, beating Travis Scott's Astroworld, Mac Miller's Swimming, and Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap. Notably something that Nicki Minaj has never won, fueling industry debates about Cardi's rapid industry push. Yet since 2018, Cardi hasn't released a sophomore album. And while she's dropped a handful of #1 hit singles since, none of them have built sustainable hype for an album rollout. In 2020, it was rumored that she was renegotiating her label deal with Atlantic, with Hits Daily Double stating, "Cardi dropped a number of tracks and features in the last year or so, but it's been a long while since her 2018 debut album. Still, she's a monster brand." Insiders say a renegotiation of her...
She only got one album? No way in hell. Let me look this bitch up. Oh, she got way more albums. Wait, Bodak Yellow? Rumors 2021. She got, what the fuck is this nigga talking? Is this nigga stupid then? Alright, bro. I'm about to get mad, bro. Let's keep watching.
Her record deal has held up the release of her next full-length album. What's taking so long to get that deal done? Is something more than money involved? Well, it's been 7 years since Cardi's last album, and she's announced her album numerous times, yet it keeps getting delayed. Fans often blame Cardi herself, claiming she's lazy or too comfortable. However, Atlantic also bears responsibility. It's their job to ensure she fulfills her contractual obligations and releases music. Instead, they basically let Cardi do what she wants. It seems that Cardi B was Atlantic's golden ticket, an artist who successfully challenged Nicki Minaj's reign while ushering in an entirely new wave of female rap.
She definitely did, bro. That's like I said, bro. I put her #2 behind it. I would have never put, I ain't gonna lie, I could never put Nicki Minaj over Cardi, bro. She got too much. Hands up, Anaconda. Like, bro, she got too many, bro. It's like her #1 hits versus Cardi B's. She can't be fucked with, bro. I'm a barb, man. I'm a barb. I ain't this Cardi though. I fuck with Cardi, but me personally, as a viewer, I don't think they should have beef either, man. We need to unite as a black culture. But that's my personal opinion.
But after securing their big win, it seems Atlantic failed to figure out how to capitalize on her long term. Now, the label is practically begging her to release new music. Here we see clearly that under Atlantic's mismanagement or lack of direction, they may have played a major role in her prolonged absence from rap. Jack Harlow is another cautionary tale of Atlantic's artist pipeline. Despite making music for years, he blew up in 2019 with his viral hit, What's Poppin'. With his charismatic personality, super clean image, and a pop-friendly rap style, many saw him as a potential...
Overrated, my nigga. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I think this nigga's overrated. Bro, this nigga is, bro. But I could think about Jack Harlow is, bro, he got hits, though. He for sure got hits. But this nigga's overrated. I'm be real with y'all. What's poppin' school and shit, but bro. What's poppin'? Then he got that song, bro. He's overrated. I'm be real with y'all. He's overrated.
Contender for Drake's spot. His 2022 album Come Home The Kids Miss You was heavily hyped, fueled by his feature on Lil Nas X's Industry Baby and his hit single First Class. However, when the album dropped, it failed to meet expectations. Despite its big marketing push, the album debuted at #3, trailing behind Bad Bunny's massive first week sales and Future's second week numbers, despite having features from Justin Timberlake, Drake, Pharrell, and Lil Wayne. The album also received negative reviews, with Pitchfork stating the following: "When reviews are calling the music bland, it's because the artist themselves hasn't been developed enough to find their authentic voice." Once again, Atlantic had taken an artist that was good at putting out hit singles, but wasn't quite ready to put out a full-length studio project. Since then, Harlow has maintained some relevance through some viral singles, a New Balance brand deal, and even a major acting role. However, his music career has lost the momentum it once had, and remains in limbo. Whether he will reignite his hype or fade into the background remains to be seen, but that pales in comparison to one of Atlantic's biggest fumbles. You want to know what really pisses me off about the internet? Data leaks. Have you ever Googled your name and found yourself on one of those websites that has a little too much information?
Bro, you trying to fucking tell me, get your... First of all, who told your ugly ass to show your face on the screen? Get your ass on trying to teach me about fucking phone leaks. I'm not trying to see that shit. I'm watching this good video and you gonna show me this. Man, I can't, bro. Skip this bullshit, bro. He about to make me mad. Get your ugly trying to advertise this weak ass shit, bro. Fuck off my screen, man.
Biggest fumbles. NBA YoungBoy signed with the label in 2017 and quickly became one of the most prolific rappers in the industry. Dropping an average of 3 to 4 projects per year, he built a massive cult fanbase that consumed everything he released, making him one of the most streamed artists globally, beating out pop stars like Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, and virtually every mainstream rapper. In just a few years, YoungBoy was consistently racking up billions of streams and pulling in record-breaking numbers.
Yeah, my boy NBA YoungBoy, he's the greatest. He's a GOAT. I ain't gonna lie. We gotta start saying it, bro. NBA YoungBoy's in that Drake conversation, bro. My nigga, NBA YoungBoy, he's been so relevant since I was like in middle school. Like since I was like 12 years old. I'm 19 now. He going 6-7 in the game. He gonna be 10 years in this rap game, going crazy. This dude has been that guy for a long ass time now, and we gotta put NBA YoungBoy. But bro, did he leave this record label or some shit? No way Atlantic Records sold on this thing. This could have been their biggest. Did he leave their record label, or they saying that he made rap careers that died?
Out the need for Atlantic to heavily promote his projects. However, despite his success, he still found himself at odds with his label, a familiar story for artists under Atlantic's umbrella. In 2022, YoungBoy accused Atlantic of blackballing him, claiming they removed his mixtape Colors from the Billboard 200 charts to suppress his success. Following this fallout, YoungBoy's relationship with Atlantic completely soured. He wrapped up his contract obligations in 2022, and instead of Atlantic doing everything to keep their top, low-maintenance artist on their roster, Atlantic begrudgingly offered him a $25 million deal to renew his contract. However, he turned it down, making it clear that he no longer wanted to be associated with the label.
Bro, they sold on YoungBoy? Bro, what the... This is why this they problem, they being some shit. Bro, they sold on YoungBoy.
Allegedly going on to pick up a bigger bag from Motown Records. Since parting ways with Atlantic, YoungBoy's career has taken a noticeable hit. His final release under the label, Lost Files, failed to even crack the top 30 on the Billboard 200, selling just 18,000 units in its first week. Meanwhile, Atlantic still owns the rights to all of YoungBoy's biggest hits, including his collaborations with Juice WRLD, meaning that even though he walked away, they still profit off his past success. As part of his exit negotiations, YoungBoy even tried to buy back the rights to his masters, offering 4 free albums in exchange. However, Atlantic refused the deal and opted to hold on to the ownership of his catalog, meaning all they have
4 free albums from YoungBoy? They should have took that shit. That shit's gonna do numbers, bro. Let's be real. Atlantic, y'all some stupid ass niggas, man. But bro, imagine though, that's a harsh trade. Like, we got songs that's gonna last us years versus songs that might not last us. But 4 free albums though, you ain't paying this nigga shit? Bro,
to do is sit back and collect checks while YoungBoy struggles to regain momentum under a new deal. NBA YoungBoy was one of Atlantic's most successful artists, yet even he couldn't escape the label's profit-driven tactics. They squeezed every bit of value out of his work, refused to give any real ownership over his catalog even after he recouped, and once he was done fulfilling his contract, they let him walk, while still making money off of him indefinitely. Now, we could probably go on for days reeling off examples of why Atlantic is always at the center of this discussion whenever a rapper on its roster faces issues with creative output, project delays, or underwhelming releases. But it actually goes much deeper than this. In 2020, streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music were experiencing a boom, and the pandemic had reignited global interest in music consumption like never before. Sensing an opportunity, Warner Music Group, Atlantic's parent company, decided to go public to capitalize on the music industry's newfound profitability through streaming. And as DJ Academics explains,
anything after 2020, we start looking at Atlantic get rid of everybody. Everybody's going. They're allowing people to take their artists. Now, from what I heard, is that needed to happen for about 3 quarters. They said if Atlantic was turning a profit for investors, they promised the executives, I heard, up to like damn near $100 million in bonuses. Why? The executives were going to get their pockets lined by the company, the overall company.
I don't know what the fuck this nigga talking about, but bro, I just know that Atlantic they just took advantage. They finessed the fuck out these artists, it just sounds like to me. They said, take our artists, and nigga, we gonna keep all the money from their music while they leave. Okay, I see what is going on.
Public, by them keep bringing a profit in.
When WMG's IPO launched at $25 per share with 77 million shares available, the company was suddenly valued at nearly $12.75 billion. Major financial institutions like Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs underwrote the deal, signaling a major shift. WMG was no longer a private company, but a publicly traded company, and was accountable to investors rather than just artists. This fundamentally reshaped the label's operations. With shareholders demanding consistent profits, Atlantic's strategy shifted from fostering artistic growth to financial optimization. As a result, Warner went on an aggressive acquisition spree. Just months after going public, WMG acquired IMGN Media, a company that basically owns sections of the internet meme culture through notable Instagram pages, for a staggering $85 million. And what was one of its most notable assets? The meme page Daquan, which boasts over 16 million followers. The acquisition was yet another attempt to convince investors of WMG's ability to get a quote-unquote better understanding of the habits and predilections of teenage audiences. Another major acquisition was...
So they brought a fucking meme page to get music pushed? I remember I heard about this bullshit. That's crazy. Nigga, they brought a meme page to get fucking music pushed. Bro, a meme page can save y'all. It can change people's lives, it sound like, bro. I might just start my ass one and just make music on it. That's crazy.
300 Entertainment, which WMG purchased for $400 million in 2021. Founded by the now YouTube head of music Leor Cohen and Kevin Liles, the label houses the likes of Megan Thee Stallion, Young Thug, and Gunna, amongst many others. The label was combined with Elektra Music Group, which housed alternative artists like Fall Out Boy and 21 Pilots, forming 300...
Alright, what the fuck is he talking about now, bro? Like, bro, my brain cells is getting crushed. We went from talking about falling where rappers' careers dies to him talking about music and buying Instagram pages and shit from meme pages. Let's keep watching, though.
Elektra Entertainment. This acquisition marked a shift in WMG's strategy. Instead of spending money on distribution, the company aimed to own artists' catalog, which basically ensured direct profit from their catalog. Another tactic Atlantic used was shamelessly botting streams, allegedly. By November 2022, the label's attempts to impress investors had become even more blatant. As we all know by now, botting is a common practice in the music industry. But in case you don't, the purpose of botting is to create social proof. The idea that if enough people engage with something, others will follow. This is why Spotify streaming numbers and YouTube views are so prominently displayed next to songs and videos. The larger the number, the more likely people are to click because they assume the content is popular. However, botting requires balance, because if streaming numbers are inflated too aggressively, it starts to look suspicious. And this was precisely the case in November 2022, when Atlantic signees Lil Uzi Vert, Roddy Ricch, and Don Toliver were all clearly caught using bots to boost their YouTube views. Don Toliver's song Do It Right was the most obvious example. As of 2025, the song sits at 11 million views. But
who the fuck listen to this shit? No offense to Don Toliver, shout him out, but bro, I don't know what the... Bro, this song hard. I ain't never heard this shit in my life.
Shockingly, it has over 23,363 comments. For comparison, Don Toliver's hit song Cardigan, which has triple the number of views, has just over 6,500 comments, despite being released for a longer period of time. A quick scroll through the comments revealed hundreds of bot-generated responses consisting of singular characters, further fueling suspicions, and the proportions were completely off, leading many to believe that bots were at play. In 2024, the music industry began to slump. Spotify's growth had flatlined, with few remaining markets left to dominate. This stagnation had ripple effects across the entire industry, leading to a mass of layoffs, particularly at WMG. In early 2024, Warner Music Group announced plans to lay off 10% of its workforce, a move that included major executives disguised as quote-unquote dynamic restructuring. The company simply did not have the financial resources to continue paying high salaries. Among those affected was Julie Greenwald, who had served as CEO of Atlantic for over 15 years, and Kevin Liles, who stepped down from his position at 300. With investors pulling out of major labels and a power shift occurring across the industry, many legendary music executives left their roles, signaling a major transition in leadership. In addition, instead of shelving artists, Atlantic dropped dozens of artists in one day, with Gucci Mane's 1017 label taking the biggest hit. He had to drop all but two of his artists, Fujiano and Pooh Shiesty. The WMG stock has reflected this struggle.
Alright, my nigga, you ain't saying shit. You trying to just brain rot me. We got our minutes, though. My nigga ain't say shit no more. You talking about Gucci Man and shit. Like, bro, what the fuck does that have to do with Atlantic? We're done. Alright, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. He just brain rotted me through a video that didn't make any type of sense. But hey, I'm out of here, bro. Alright, do I want to